Yeah, that's a
Success.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a
And-
success.
Now you need to roll the climbing test, which is Ops 2.
What was it? Ops 3? Was
Ops
that?
3, yes.
Was just now, so that's a
Ops-
routine
On
still?
linked test, you
Routine
only
5
take.
versus 3, yes.
Okay, so 1, 2, 2 climbing, and I'm climbing carefully. What was the ops for climbing? Sorry.
2.
Ops 2. And this would be normally be Ops 1, but the problem is the trellis is not attached to the wall as firmly as you might like.
With climbing 2 and ops 2, that's a routine, right?
If you add an extra dice from carefully, yes.
Okay.
Nice.
And with that,
Okay.
I get a routine on climbing, and I have 2 routine and 1 challenging,
Which means you get to climbing 3.
climbing 3.
As you climb down, you're immediately struck by the fact that if you move your arms a particular way, it's much easier to move.
I should move my arms while I'm climbing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
And while I, so I make it down into the backyard, and by now I guess it's also a little bit dark, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
I make myself, I'm gonna make my way over. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm basically gonna be inconspicuous in the backyard again.
Okay, I'm
make
going
my
to
way-
say, even as you do this, it is at this moment that Phil and his bros are beginning to stream towards the building.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So just to be clear, everybody has been issued with a cloak plus a face mask.
Okay.
Not you.
Well, I have a cloak and a face mask. I just don't have them on.
So Phil, did you have any questions for the leader, or is he just going to tell you what's going on?
There is one thing I'd like to see if I can make happen,
Okay, go for it.
which is like, I'd like to use, I don't know if it's technically comes under city guard wise, but I'd like to say that good old Joachim has orchestrated a distraction. That's his role in all this, and he's distracting as many of the city guard as possible, chasing some patsies who started a fire over in the over on the far side of the brass quarter. So the chances of having the city guard interrupt us are actually quite low.
Okay, I'm going to say this is to do with the character. I'm going to say yes to that. It's fine. I can see you have established the character exists, so that's a reasonable thing you might have asked me to do. So yes, I'm going to say that's okay. That's true.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, mostly I just want to know what the guy is telling us to do.
Okay, he says, here's the plan. What we're going to do is we're going to march in there, and we're going to round up as many of those rich brass quarter cunts as possible. We're going to shove them in a room, and let's just say we're going to take a few pieces off them. We don't want to kill all of them, we just want to make them very, very scared. We want to show them no matter where they are, we can reach them, and that the fact that they can't hide in their quarter forever with their fucking intelligence service.
Out of
So this
character, the fact that he doesn't know that there are plainclothes intelligence service people amongst them is going
That'd
to
be
not end
glorious.
well for them.
It might not end well for both groups, because it depends how many people... Like, the thing is, they're plainclothes, right? How many of them have armor on them?
It's also not going to end well for who am I going to be shooting?
Everybody.
No.
Load your machine gun. So
Not
we're going in
everybody.
hot. It's a hot LZ. Okay. So this moment, just as Clyker comes down off the trellis, Phil and his bros arrive at whichever entrance they choose. Which entrance do you think they choose, Phil? You're in the group. Tell me what's going on.
I mean, I would assume we're almost certainly going to try and climb over the wall like everyone else did.
Like everyone else?
We walked in the
Kiko
back
and-
entrance.
Oh wait,
Oh, no, they
walked
went
through
to
the
the
back
back
entrance,
entrance.
but yeah, the
There's
back
just one
entrance
guard.
side is going to be the one.
Okay. Actually, I know. I'm going to say that the leader has a friend who actually simply positioned a rather nice ladder running over the wall at one side.
Yeah.
And all of you are simply just going up this ladder and just dropping down quietly into a part of the garden which is cut off from the rest visually. But,
Do I notice them?
I'm going to say obs 4 perception if you do, because it's getting quite dark and they picked a
Can I
good position to
carefully
this.
notice
It's
them?
9 bells. The assault
Absolutely.
begins.
Yep.
Gonna carefully notice them.
I like the fact that I made the bells.
Wait, do I hear the bell?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Everyone can hear the bell in the
Everyone
city.
can hear the bell.
It's a loud bell.
As I hear the bell, I realize this is the time when they would attack. So as I look around for any size, I feel I can fork that in as a bonus dice.
No, this merely means that you get an excuse to take the perception test.
Yeah, because I told you
Okay.
you wouldn't get this session at all. We're not from moi.
Oh, but you've got
you
two
could
sixes.
explode
What was it?
those
Ops,
two
ops
dice.
3 or
Obs
4?
4.
You could explode those
Yep.
dice. If they
Gonna
both
explode
pass,
those
you'll
dice.
see them. And then you can kill all of them.
And also remember, if you succeed with those 2 exploded dice, you get the perception test because you succeeded. Because you only get successful perception test otherwise.
Oh,
that was
wait, you
good.
can explode that
Explode the
too.
six.
Explode
Yep,
the
yep,
6. Go
Do
on.
it! Do it!
Yes! 4. Well done.
Wow, so
Okay.
that's a challenging perception,
That's
or?
difficult. If it's
Oh,
4 versus 4, difficult.
4 was 4 difficult. If it's more dice than what you're rolling,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
yeah.
No,
challenging.
sorry, that was 5 versus 4. That was difficult because you
Yeah.
got the extra dice
Yeah.
carefully.
Yeah.
Ah, right.
Okay, so you notice some cloaked figures, obviously carrying weapons, quietly and efficiently coming over the wall.
Of course, immediately realize these must be the people that that Judson warned me about.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay,
That you did not think to tell Dominic about, I would like to add.
I didn't meet you.
No, I met
No,
him,
but
I
I
didn't-
met, he met, yeah.
Yeah, because we were just that's true.
Christoph just doesn't care as much about your safety.
That's
By the way, Rufus, I'm just going to say, at the moment of 9 o'clock, here is what your characters notice as follows. Kiko, you notice that almost everybody has made their way indoors to the main reception hall, apart from a couple of people. In particular, you notice that the head of the intelligence service is standing quietly in a corner, surrounded by 3 men, looking around fairly suspiciously.
Is there anything suspicious about these men?
They don't look like nobles, is the short answer.
That's not.
They look young, they look fit, they look like the type of people
Do
who
they
are
look like they have weapons on them?
You can't tell from here, but they don't appear to be wearing revealing enough clothing for it to rule that out. So,
Well, okay. Right, fair enough.
at the same time, Rufus, who is wandering around
My
looking
name.
for food. Sorry, Dominic Prick, wandering around downstairs. Suddenly, as he walks past the scene of his earlier crime, he notices an increasingly long line of people trying to make their way into the toilet.
Yeah, my completely pointless plan is paying out.
Yes!
How fabulous are they, the ones queuing up?
Not
They're
very
not looking terribly fabulous. They're looking quite green about the gills.
Yeah. He increases his strut.
Nice.
Ups the strut.
So we're actually all making our way to the main room of action in question. I'm already in there.
And at the same time, Phil has just gone over Siegfried's just gone over the wall, and Clyco has just noticed the characters swarming inwards. Oh, we didn't get the opportunity to duel of wits. Ah, damn it.
No.
Oh, get out, fight
Perhaps
instead.
next
I
time.
may have fucked that up, but there might still be a
did.
chance.
No, there's really no chance for that.
I just wanted to use the bigger rules, Rufus.
Well, it's
Why are you gonna
okay.
punch
We'll
me
just
for that?
have to kill people instead.
Since I see those guys and I know that Phil is with them, I want to hide myself in one of the shadows and I want to see if I can spot Phil and make him notice me to get him away from the group and tell him what's going on.
That is a conspicuous test.
Is it? Isn't it a stealthy?
If you're trying to get him to spot, sorry, you're trying to get Phil to spot you.
I'm trying to hide away from the others and I am trying to spot Phil.
Oh, sorry,
then-
you said you were trying to get Phil to spot you. Sorry, I misheard what you said.
No, I'm trying to spot Phil
Okay, that's
and
absolutely fine,
then
then.
either go to him like when no one notices or make him come to me. when
Hello
I-
there!
That
And
makes
Siegfried
sense.
goes,
Okay,
grab him.
Roll stealth first,
Okay,
just to get a baseline for your stealth. What's it?
4 and careful.
Yep. This will set the baseline best, and I'm gonna say that you gotta be obs 4.
By the way, at this time I have my cloak up and my hood up and everything. So
Yeah, cool. And
That
this is versus.
Oh,
Reroll that one because it's on edge.
okay.
Why not?
Yep.
Two.
This is
Okay,
2
two.
successes.
This observation roll is to represent just a random bro standing around. You are unspotted.
they are
Now
not
you
paying
can
attention.
roll the perception. Perception. This perception test is probably obs 2. You know what Phil looks like. These guys haven't spotted you. It's not particularly difficult.
1, 2.
Would they not take an...
I'm wearing a hood and a cloak.
Oh, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
But you can tell because of his size.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah,
Also,
but-
doesn't he have this weird like a wig on or something? I don't
No,
know.
he's
Not right now, he
Well, you
doesn't.
can see.
Anyway,
it's-
I'm just gonna
it's-
roll and you tell me if I spot him.
It's obs 2, so yes, you
Yes.
spot him. You
Okay.
see one of the guys is clearly a head taller than almost all the others.
Okay. Oh, sorry, Phil. That's
Stealing his dice.
Okay, so basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get a situation where I know that I can get Phil's attention without the others.
You shall have to describe to me the form that situation would take.
I'm just gonna say that he's definitely going to be standing in the middle of all these guys. Like he's not going to be separating himself. He's not looking to distance himself. He's trying to blend
Okay,
in.
cool. No, that's fine.
Okay. Well, I've spotted Phil, and I'm hiding from them. I'm gonna wait till they pass me, and then I'm basically going to, with a bit of distance, I'm going to carefully go after them and try to, get Phil's attention then, because maybe he's gonna fall back a
Out of
little or
character,
something.
so darn thing I wasn't in there and you didn't whisper, Judson! And then I'd be like,
Yeah, exactly.
The Game Master is dead. Long
Sorry,
live the Game Master.
I was typing something in the chat because I'm a criminal. What were you saying?
I was saying that
I blame Phil.
like I said, I am hidden from them and I've spotted Phil. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them basically go past me and I'm going to then go after them, stay out of sight and try to get, Phil when he's not in the middle of like 100 dudes.
Okay, in that case, let it ride for the stealthy, but I'm afraid Phil will have to tell you when that situation occurs.
I
If
know,
not-
yeah.
Okay, cool. Phil is in a state of extreme thug. Excellent.
Fucking-
Okay, so Rufus, you now have to determine what you're going to do, and Kiko, you also have to determine. Actually, no, Kiko, I don't think you're still waiting. So
I am upstairs, concealing myself, waiting for the moment.
Well, Dominic doesn't know that this is going on, does he?
No,
Because
he doesn't.
dependent on how badly the situation escalates, Judson may shoot sooner than he thinks at these people.
Well, seeing the large line for the toilet, he rubs his grubby little hands and
Oh, but-
tries to find a bed to hide under.
Sorry,
that
real
has a
quick,
bedpan.
by the way, Luke, I
Yes.
just realized, before I go after them, I retrieve my crossbow that I stashed in one of the hedges.
Absolutely, that makes sense.
Luke?
Yes.
For the fact that I'm trying to conceal myself, would I need to make a stealthy roll for people coming in who are specifically looking up there?
I'm going to say make a stealthy roll. It's not against anyone yet, but this is in case somebody decides to check. So this is just
Carefully doing it. Can I
Yeah,
fork
yeah,
an
you-
inconspicuous?
absolutely.
Could have done that too, damn it.
That is
Ooh,
4
that is-
successes.
Good roll.
Okay, nice.
You could have even exploded.
So basically, what this represents is you found an alcove and you basically flattened yourself into the alcove while at the same time having a good view down.
Excellent.
Okay. Now we must ascertain what happens next. Phil is really the driver in the situation. So Phil, tell me what's going
Well,
on.
did
Phil
Dominic
burns the
follow
house
his,
down.
His place, or
I
what
am very
happens?
much following the lead of the guys who are going in at the moment, like which entrance they use.
Okay, cool. So the first thing that happens is the unfortunate guard at the back gate gets beaten brutally over the back of the head and collapses. From the sound of the impact it made in his head, that wasn't a film knockout. He's actually had his head caved in. And then immediately the servants' entrance, there's a brief upcry before violence is threatened upon the unfortunate servants, and they fall relatively quiet, although murmurs of consternation can be heard. And thus, as you go in, you can see that all the various people are sitting there looking absolutely terrified. They're all sitting down. There are a couple of guys watching them with their weapons drawn. The group you're in is basically a couple of them have crossbows, but most of them have a combination of rather large-looking clubs and swords, that type of deal. You know, nobody has a shield or anything like that. They clearly are intending to go in there to stab people who are unprepared.
Okay.
They're here to stab.
For some
people who
reason,
are
we're
easy to
wearing Brass Empire masks, aren't we?
Yeah. And now, the door to the main corridor. Sorry, the door to the main hall, which leads up to the ground stairs to the ballroom, has just been creaked open. Has just been gently opened by the leader, and he peeks out. He signals the all clear, and you all begin to move upstairs. Meanwhile, Kiko, in the main room, a speech is being given on the importance of maritime trade to the economy of the city by the head of one of the 11 families, and he's just, talking about how wonderful it is and how spirit of whatever.
It's
And
probably one of those fat Schroders.
they're so bad. And everybody's relatively quiet and packed into the hall, and you notice that the doors to the ballroom have been closed.
That's not normal, is it?
Well, it might be. You don't know. You just know they've been closed. And thus, you chaps all have to tell me where you are exactly. So, Rufus, where are you at the moment?
Did I find a bed to hide under?
No, there are no beds in this building.
Did I find a closet in a
Well,
room that has a bedpan
desk.
to hide in?
Surely the fact that there is an entire hall full of people that you can carouse
You
with.
should be able to find a desk to hide under.
No, I
You
need
can
to
definitely
find
hide
somewhere that has a bedpan nearby so I can observe someone defecating.
There are no bedpans, sadly.
And
it's
no
not a
one
building in
is
which
Shame
people live.
defecating.
Shame of pots.
If you want to creep on people, you're going to have to creep on them at the actual loos.
Or in the main hall with all the people there.
I'm afraid this is not a building in which people live, Rufus. It is a function building.
God damn it.
We're trying to nudge
Can-
you into the
Can't
fight.
have-
Get involved in
can't
the
have a
fight.
drive through
Can
anywhere.
Dominic hear that speech is being given? Maybe that's gonna draw his attention.
Someone,
He can,
someone
yes.
is being very fabulous in a speech.
I don't know. He goes down to the main room, I guess, to get bamboozled by the men.
You don't know the men are coming.
No, but this is what's going to happen.
You're armed.
Well, he doesn't know, so he goes there.
Okay. And thus, it is at this moment, as the speech reaches its denouement, that the two main doors get smashed open by a series of well-placed kicks, and a group of about 20 men, 20 men,
Oh dear.
well-armed, begin to move into the hall. And this is where you now have to decide what we're going to do.
Okay. Well, I've retrieved my crossbow. I have my hood over my head and I have my mask on, so I'm like clad in black and everything, and I'm basically Batman with a crossbow. And like I said, I go after those 20 men, staying out of sight, and I'm trying to catch Phil and talk to him.
Okay, Phil, tell me what you've been up to during this period. Did you walk into the hall with the rest of them?
Yeah, what do we actually see in the hall?
Okay, inside the hall, you see a few hundred people milling around. There's a speaker at the back. There are a large number of people talking amongst themselves quietly, and not everybody's paying full attention. It's pretty much the room. The room doesn't have chairs or anything in it, really. I mean, there are tables at either side of the room which contain, canapes or whatever. But on the whole room is basically just people standing there, talking or looking at the speaker, who is standing on a slightly raised stage at one end.
Is it easy to tell who's Brass Empire and who's not?
Yes, clothing style is very simple.
Okay.
Well, on the whole, it's very simple. There might be a few people who trick it a bit, but... So you need to say, were you at any point separate enough from your group that Kleiker could have made contact?
I don't think so, honestly.
Okay. That is fine. If that's the case, that's the case. So the first action this guy takes is he grabs an unfortunate woman by her thing, puts his sword to her throat, and just yells, "Everybody shut up!" It's going increasingly higher until eventually all the glass shatters. No. He just yells, "Everybody shut up!" And immediate silence falls upon the hall as everybody stares at the fact there are now a bunch of extremely thuggish-looking armed men. And they appear to be selectively grabbing people wearing Brass Empire stuff. And the guy starts yelling about how everybody who isn't a Brass Empire fuckwit should leave by the front door immediately.
Well, goodbye.
So
I take it people go into a panic and start rushing.
Yes, there is significant sounds of consternation and people moving around.
I'm trying to use that panic to get close to Phil and get his attention and tell him to come with me real quick so I can talk to him.
Okay, you're going to try and sneak close to him. Phil, where are you standing?
Around.
It's near the doors, I guess.
Okay, so you're close to the door. Have you drawn your weapon? What weapon do you have with you? Do you have a sword?
I have my sword,
Okay, cool.
but I haven't drawn it to the moment.
Judson does not like this situation at all.
No, he doesn't.
I'm sure he doesn't.
Okay, so it immediately.
What's Dominic doing?
Okay, sorry, Dominic. What are you up to?
Well, he leaves with the people who aren't Brass Empire.
He runs out in a panic.
Well, it makes sense. He doesn't know.
Yeah, I know.
Last time he fought people, he got whacked, and Brass Empire didn't go well. So,
Okay, so you're
given an option to leave, he leaves.
You're leaving with the others. Do you not produce the belly? Produce the belly for decking.
Why would I produce the belly for decking?
Because you've got a shiv and some other stuff in there.
Why would I shiv anyone when I can leave? There's no reason for me to stay here.
But you have eggs. Eggs of
I do have eggs, but I'm not being confronted. I'm given the option to leave, so I leave with my swag.
Has eggs, doesn't even use them. What is this? God, shocked. Okay, so Dominic.
If it makes you feel any better, I shall steal from everyone.
Dominic leaves the rest of the session.
In the crowd as they surge out.
The irony of this is I thought I'd have problems getting involved in this, and it turns out Dominic just walks away from the rest of the session freely.
Dominic goes in there, messes up, and steals from the ambassador.
And then
goes
leaves.
to shit, and then tries to make everyone else shit, then wants to spy on people shitting,
Actually,
and then leaves.
You have to remember, he acquired the tube.
We don't know what
Yes,
to
I
do.
know,
Exactly
which
why
is
I do.
the
And
saddest part of all
any
of this.
confrontation now might result in him losing that. So
I know.
good
I'm
God.
just
and
saying.
it's
it is-
probably just a fucking hemorrhoid
The
pincher.
saddest thing about this entire situation is that you actually accomplished something. So
I've
good.
accomplished plenty of things so far.
It's true.
There are going to be a few less Brass Empire wannabe people at this rate.
This
by
is
the
what
end
I
of
think
this.
about Rupert right now. Damn it! Too weak.
Anyway, so
Sorry. Yes.
Damn it, Rupert.
so pretty much this is what happens with Rupert's character. He just leaves.
Just
like-
the table being flipped before leaving out. Okay, so basically you now have to decide what the Okay, so you're trying to get hold of Phil.
Yeah.
Phil and Kika, you two work out how well that goes. Kiko, you tell me what you're going to do.
Judson is waiting and seeing who specifically is being grabbed, because the problem is, even if he took a shot here, there are 20 of them. It would not take much for 20 people to come and kill him.
Or they're gonna shout, "He has the high ground. We're done."
Yeah. It's
Kiko, could you make an observation check?
yes. What difficulty?
Sorry, oops. The difficulty is 3.
Unlikely is the answer to your question.
You might be able to. You got 4 dice.
5. I can't do it carefully.
I thought you just got observation.
Oh, observation. I have 2 dice.
Oh well.
Good luck. Do
Carefully, maybe.
Carefully.
Yeah, I have perception 5. I have 2 observation.
I believe in Harvey Dent.
I don't.
I believe in Harvey Kiko.
Oh right, so that's
Yeah, you did.
Success.
I rolled 3 versus what 3?
3.
That's
3
difficult,
versus
isn't
3.
it?
Yep,
Yep.
that is difficult.
What did I?
And what you spot is the tall, elegant, dark-haired woman kind of quietly leaving by a side door. He appears to be just straightforwardly slipping out. And the 3 men she was with have remained in the room and appear to be trying to establish contact with a bunch of other people similarly dressed, looking around. They're all looking at each other and just kind of gesticulating.
Sounds like they're going to organise something.
Yes, it does.
Is there any possible way for me to indicate to them that I'm here?
You could. The problem is basically any action you take would require them to spot you.
Yep. No, never
You
mind.
have to do something that would
I'm
break
going
your-
to wait until they do something, and when they do something, I'm going to coordinate my action simultaneously with them. Because having a bunch of people with swords is one thing, but suddenly the people attacking realizing there's at least one archer with them is going to change the game plan.
Well, they Rupert,
Yep.
on your way out, do you know who you notice?
No.
The Brass Quarter Ambassador, who didn't make his way into the main room because he was changing his clothes. You spilling champagne all over him has probably saved his life.
I shall engage in conversation all this. But shall we do that after the main thing in the room?
Yes, I was saying that's worth noting.
That was the guy we wanted to grab. Well,
Okay, so meanwhile, the head of Phil's group has grabbed an unfortunate-looking functionary and has said, if any of you attempt to fight back, this guy will lose this hand. And
Okay.
holds up a hand.
He's
Meanwhile,
already
the
took
rest
it off! Oh no!
Exactly. Meanwhile, the rest of the group is being separated out into men and women, and the women are basically women and servants are being told to leave as well. They're not interested in them. And they're casually filing out the back. And it's becoming increasingly clear that there aren't actually that many people. There may be about 20 or 30 people left who are not, or of the 20 or 30 people who are left, maybe about 10 or so look completely out of place. Like they were fine in a group, but it's clear that they're all wearing pretty similar clothing. They're all young, they're all male, and they're all between the ages of 20 and 30. And
Oh.
what's going on here? Is this a performance troupe or something? Who knows?
Oh dear.
So, at this moment,
So I guess do I have to roll an etiquette roll to realise that?
Phil, what skills do you have that might be applicable?
Etiquette.
Actually, fuck it. Perception. Straightforward perception. This is perception, obs 2. it becomes immediately clear to you, because that's in fact that's such a big success that it becomes immediately clear to you that those 10 are plainclothes agents and they have weapons. You can see clearly they have weapons.
This is the
What kind of
time to
weapons?
shout it.
What they have is, you can see at least 2 of them have basically long, thin swords kept down one side that they can basically remove from their clothing.
Hmm.
To be fair,
it's
to
a
out of
conundrum.
character, to be
Still
fair,
keeps this
Is
important
there anyone
information.
nearby me?
Kleiker is quite close to you.
Anyone Brass Empire nearby me?
Yes, there are, certainly.
I'm going to grab one of them, like my dear friend, the leader.
uh-oh.
You're going to grab the governor.
Is the governor the nearest one?
Oh, okay, no, okay. So you just grab a random bro. Okay, on a roll of 1, you grab the governor unknowingly.
Aw.
6.
No.
Okay.
You grab one of those dumb Schroders. No, it's a Brass Empire guy.
You grab a terrified-looking functionary who is slightly overweight, and you begin to suspect, going by the lack of facial hair, that he's a eunuch.
Either way, I shout, don't think we don't see you there. If you've got swords, you put them on the ground now, or things are going to get bloody.
These you notice the conspicuous lack of response from the dudes who you've noticed obviously have swords, and are just looking at each other like they're all just going yeah. And one of them's there's one guy who was wearing slightly different clothing to the rest, and he appears to be gesturing instructions to the others.
Please tell me that's Brockton.
No, this is Brass Empire.
Brass Empire stuff, okay. But now the rest of my group is at least aware that there's people with swords anyway.
Yep. Okay, what happens now? Any of you decide to take any actions?
Well, I wanna.
In response to them
basically-
not responding at all, I'm going to, I guess, use torture to twist this guy's arm really quite nicely.
Do you have the torture skill?
Yeah, I have torture, and I have
Okay.
so I'm trying to twist
basically-
and elicit quite a painful scream from him.
I'm going to say that's Ops 1, because it's not like you're even getting information. Okay, you successfully get an agonized scream from
At the
this dude
sound
whose
of the
arm just broke.
at the sound of the agonizing scream, Judson is finding it harder and harder not to just stand up and shoot the inconsiderate, torturous bugger who is trying to maim this man
Or maybe...
right in the
I'm
head.
not trying to break it. I'm
No,
like
this
twisting
is-
it really hard.
This
behind
is
his
this
back.
is this is
So you
tugging.
can see it dislocate.
Judson doesn't know that. For all intents and purposes, you're slowly crippling this man.
Yeah,
Or
I'm
maybe
not
he's
like-
trying to stop a fight from breaking out. What a nice guy!
Yeah, but I don't know that.
Fair enough.
I don't know that.
And at this moment, it becomes clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What was the obs on this again? I said it was obs 3, didn't I?
On what? I don't know on what.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. The leader of Phil's group suddenly realizes the nature of half the guys in the room, and he immediately attempts to stab the guy next to him. And at that moment, the slightly differently dressed member of the intelligence service, as far as you can tell, immediately it begins to engage him in combat and just jumps towards him, drawing a sword at the same time.
And it is at this point that I jump up and shoot the man attempting to stab the person next to them.
Okay, that is a bow roll. I'm going to say you would have picked a position at optimum range, so it's ops 2.
And I've been carefully considering what I'm doing.
You always take your shots carefully.
I always do.
So how many dice is that?
That is 4.
4 dice. That is a
I'm
success.
going to explode the 6.
Okay.
Is there any value to me exploding it?
I'm going to say actually no, because you've already beaten it by 1, so you
Yep.
get +1 for die of fate roll.
Fair
so now
enough.
you roll the die of fate for where it's landed. On a 1, it's an I. On a roll of 2 to 3, it's an M. On a roll of 4 to 6, it's a superb hit.
It's 3.
2, that's an M. What's the M for your bow?
The M for my bow is 7.
Oh, okay. So this guy takes an arrow to the chest and immediately goes down. Like he's not dead, but he's just taken a serious injury, and he's as it were failed a steel test.
Judson is Judson at the one hand is happy that at the very least he may have potentially saved that person's life, but on the other hand, it's conflicted at the fact that he has drawn first blood.
You get bonus
We
gold for
do
first
have
blood, Kiko. Keep it real.
crossbows in my group as well.
So
So just
I
be a little
take it
wary.
that right
I
now
didn't
I'm
know
pretty
that.
much. I take it that right now, pretty much like all of the people who are in panic are storming out of the room. I'm kind of standing pretty much in the doors in between these two groups, kind of, and see them starting to fight, and then I see Judson shooting.
Bearing in mind, for the people that are within this 20 group, I've just shot the leader
I know.
in the chest, so that's not going to hit them. That's going to hit them morale.
But yeah, I just
badly.
want to. I just want to know real quick what the situation is. So I'm basically standing in the big doors. People are still like rushing past me. The fight is breaking out, and Judson just shot a man.
Yeah, Judson just shot a man.
At this time, oh, by the way,
Ops
steel test or?
In fact, yes, all of you take a steel test. There's just been sudden violence.
I was the one that instigated it. Do I need
Okay,
to
you
make
don't need
it?
to take the steel test. You knew what was going to happen.
What's the ops?
Someone's just been shot in the
straightforward
chest.
Steel chest. Straightforward steel test.
Okay. That's 1, 2, 3 for me.
What about
Reroll sixes for steel tests.
what about the men in question who were in the troop?
4 successes.
Okay, so both of you are surprised and hesitate at this because you're just like, what? What?
Wait, with
Like-
4 successes, that's a why?
What's your hesitation?
5.
Therefore, you need 5 successes to beat your hesitation.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Okay, so you guys both.
Hesitation 5.
He's got 5 will.
Mm.
Oh, it's
Phil,
will.
what's your will?
Well,
Yeah, what's your
basic
will?
Yeah, 4.
Well,
plus,
it's
but I've
10
got
minus
stoic.
10 minus your will.
Wait, does stoic mean I reroll or just -1? It's just -1, isn't it?
Yeah, I think stoic's -1. Let me check.
Yep.
What about-
It doesn't matter. Anyway.
What
So who
about
has taken his fall?
the plainclothes people and the other people?
The plainclothes guys are engaging in combat. Like they're drawing their weapons and just straightforwardly going for it.
Yeah.
And the masked people who've just had their leader get shot?
No, they're fighting as well. Like
Ah.
some of them hesitate, but enough of them have responded with enough of them are people with the cold-blooded trait.
Ah.
They responded to violence with, "I know what you do in this situation. You fucking stab somebody."
Basically,
these
once
are
I'm
dudes with some sick
once
traits.
I'm
guys.
done hesitating, I want to rush up the stairs to where Judson is.
You don't know where he is.
But I
Oh,
just saw him shoot
you
a man.
saw an arrow hit the guy in the chest.
An arrow moves fast enough. You don't see where it came from. You literally just see this guy sprout an arrow in the middle of his chest and keel over.
Well, but he's now standing there, isn't he?
I am now
Kiko?
standing.
Kiko,
Yeah.
are you trying to make yourself visible?
Not especially, no.
Okay.
I
you
had
have
a,
Perception test.
You
Observation. or perception?
observate. It's
observation to beat
and you're
yourself.
beating my stealth of 4.
Okay,
Cool.
I do it carefully.
Did you have the observation skill?
I do, yes.
Ooh. Okay. Well, I guess you'll need to explain sixes.
We'll see.
Ooh,
There are 2 sixes. Well done.
Yes, I will
Get
now
in.
use a fate on that. Give me just a sec.
Gets in.
So his it's 4v3 is my the stealth that I'm doing it
yeah.
against.
So that's also a challenging for your observation because you just beat.
Oh, great,
4 with
another
3
one.
dice.
That's the third. I now have 3 challenging on observation.
For me, that's a 4 stealth versus his 3. That's difficult for my stealth, isn't it?
I'm still exploding these, so that can be more
Nah,
than
but for your base
fuck?
observation is 3, isn't it?
3. Yes, okay, I've done it.
Okay, you
It's,
done it.
It's
I have
4v
4
it's
successes.
4v3 for me, isn't it?
Yes,
F.
it is.
In which case, that is a difficult for my stealth, which is 3 routine and 2 difficult, which bumps my stealth to 4.
Yeah.
Okay,
Kika's
so
getting skills
I
over
spot him.
shot. Okay, so you realise you can see the figure of Judson standing with his bow at the top of standing. Basically, there's a gantry running on the top of the
Yeah,
roof.
I want to rush up there to where he is.
Okay, you can try doing that, but you'll have to do it in a way where you don't get involved in a fight.
There
Okay.
are fights going on.
Test.
Speed test, yeah, speed test.
1, 2, 3, 4. Can I carefully do it?
Yeah, alright, but if you're careful, you do it. It means if you fuck up, you're going to take an injury.
Okay,
You'll
I'm
get
not
hit by
gonna
a
do it.
stray.
What's the ops?
This is OBS 3.
Oh yes!
Success.
Well done.
You successfully make
That's
your way up to Kiko.
What? Wait, ops 3? Is that a with
Op-
speed 4? No, that's not a difficult. Okay.
Actually,
No, that is a difficult.
it
yeah.
is a difficult.
4 versus 3 is difficult. Okay, Phil, tell me what you're up to.
Where's the nearest plainclothes guy?
He's about 10 feet away.
Cool, so I move over to him. And I'm taking my sword, except I'm keeping it. I'm essentially unstrapping the sheath from the belt and attacking with the sword still in its sheath.
Ooh, well done.
Okay. This is brawling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's brawling, I think. What is your intent with this?
Knock him unconscious.
Okay, this is versus. I think
So-
this guy is going to try and defeat your attempt with his sword skill. Which is 3, so let's roll. Opposed. What's your brawling?
Brawling is 3.
Yeah,
Are you
what's your
forking in your knowledge of sword?
That's true.
Presumably, yeah, if I'm using the sword, then yeah.
Yeah.
Helpful, Judson. That was 2 successes.
That was
you
2
got there.
successes for Phil.
You need to
and
reroll that one.
success. And
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
he fails.
victory! Victory!
Okay, so that's a blunt weapon. I'm going to say that's like a club. What was your goal to knock him out?
Yep.
Knock him out.
I'm going to say you succeed in your intent, and you knock him, like, you just knock the guy fucking flat.
Cool.
So that's one.
By the way, Phil, aren't you glad that you weren't the one that stabbed someone first? I was aiming for the head. But he hit the chest, so there you are.
Fucking bows, man. What's they like?
I know.
Okay.
Ban bows are unfair.
Okay, so now you chaps need to decide what you're doing as this fight is going on.
okay, as I rush up to Kiko, I shout as I arrive there, I shout at Judson, "Judson, what the hell is going on?" Shh. Okay, I'm like, "What the hell is going on here? Are these the people that I saw Phil? But who are these other guys?"
Shoot the ones with the masks.
Shoot the ones with the map. Be careful that not to shoot Phil. I point out who Phil is in the crowd.
Ah.
That right there
Which is becoming more obvious because Phil is just about to sling the guy over his shoulder in a fireman's lift.
Yeah, that
Ooh,
man over
very
there
cool.
is secret.
Meanwhile,
say,
the powers that
Actually,
be
no,
wonder
he's
who
gonna-
the fuck
he's
is
gonna-
Phil.
He's going to basically support the guy as if the guy was like unconscious. And I'm starting to move towards the door where I came in.
I quickly tell Judson, I found something very important in here. I found some documents, and we need to find someone who's in charge here. If we can use this confusion to abduct someone, did you see anybody that might know something about? Did you
Why are
see
you
anything?
even worrying about this when lives are in danger?
What do you care about these people? Did you see anything of importance?
What do I care about these people?
Just tell me if you saw anything.
Focus on killing the people with the masks.
I quickly take my crossbow, aim at the nearest guy with a mask, and let loose a bolt.
Okay, that's crossbow. I'm going to say again, you're within reasonable crossbow range. Obs 2.
Okay, I have a crossbow. I have the unpracticed skill. What was crossbow? Agility, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's agility, so
So
you're
you
rolling
have to
versus
roll.
Obs 4.
4, 5, 6. Not going to do this even carefully. I don't even care if I hit or not. I'm just going to shoot.
Oh, that
you
is
get it?
4 dice. That's a success.
Yeah, and that's another mark on my crossbow.
Well
One more,
done.
and I'll have that leveled up.
Die effect
Anyway.
to see where it lands.
Yep. Oh, what the hell? That wasn't a roll.
That wasn't a roll, no.
Remember, 5 to 6 is what you want, ideally.
Oh!
That crossbow is, I think, superb is 11, isn't it?
Wait, superb is yes 11.
Oh,
Okay, that's
just...
a kill.
I just every time I pick up this thing, someone dies.
That's how
Die effect,
crossbows
see if
work.
it goes
in
through
fucking-
and into another dude.
In Burning Wheel, anytime you hit somebody with a crossbow, even if it's a vanilla hit, they have a 1 in 3 chance of probably dying, unless they're a
Yeah.
fucking meathead.
I'm...
Like, the only one of you who could take a crossbow bolt, a superb crossbow bolt hit is Phil. And a superb crossbow bolt hit would still knock him unconscious.
Nice. Okay, so I just killed the man. I look at Judson and I go, "Are you happy now? So now tell me if you saw something."
I'll say, was a woman in plain clothes that left to a side exit.
A woman in plain clothes. Wait, did she say I describe how the servant girl described the woman to me?
Thumbs
Did
up.
she look like this?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. I'm like, which entrance?
I nod over to it.
Okay, I take it. I see it. It's not like a it's just like a normal door or something. It's not like hidden or anything, Luke.
No, it's not.
Okay. I pat him on the shoulder and I go, "Good man." And oh, by the way, I say, "Good man." Press my crossbow into his arms. I say, "Take good care of this." And then just I go for the door.
Where, why?
Because the lugging around my crossbow with me.
You could
That's
sling it over your shoulder.
Okay, I sling the crossbow over my shoulder. I wanted you to take care of something.
I
because
would
trust
not
you,
be
but
take
it's
that
fine.
crossbow off you. I'm picking my bow.
Damn it.
Sure, if you want to betray my trust, whatever.
Okay, I'm gonna sling it over my shoulder, but I'm not reloading it. Obviously, I'm going through that door that the intelligence woman went through.
Okay, that's going to be another speed test. You're going to go through the fight. Phil, meanwhile, tell me what you're doing next.
So I've put my sword back on my belt. I'm picking up the guy who I've knocked unconscious and sort of slinging one. Actually, no. First, before that, I'm taking off the mask and the cloak and throwing them into a corner.
I can definitely see which
And I'm
is
trying to
Siegfried
do that
now.
inconspicuously.
That was another difficult.
I'm going to say there's a fight going on. Nobody's paying attention to your sartorial
Great.
choices.
So I grab the guy who I've got, and since I was near the door, I go back out the door into the out into the hall, but not to the servant quarters. My next plan is to take him upstairs and try and find an upstairs in the direction that I came in, like an upstairs room in the direction I came in, so I can get him out the window.
Okay. You could just take him out the front door.
You could.
I mean, like, the cartel
were...
guys didn't really think this through, and they didn't actually bother to do some quite simple things like securing the exits. They're all in the main hall.
Yeah, they haven't thought this through very much, which means there's a good chance people are alerting guards to this.
Yeah, but the city guards aren't going to respond too much.
Quickly.
City guards may not respond,
But the Brass Empire guards are going to
Brass
respond really quickly.
there's going to be some shit coming pretty soon.
If there's a lot of people like still out in the hall, then I'm just going to go with them and try and blend into the crowd, and make it look as though this guy was knocked out and I'm getting him to safety.
Okay, fair enough. That's acting.
He is dressed like Brass Empire. I mean, it does make sense.
I'm not dressed as Brass Empire. I took off the cloak and the hood or the mask or whatever. So now I'm in my disguise, which was under that.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm still, again, like leave no loose ends untied, so I'm trying not to reveal who I actually am. So I've got disguise under a disguise.
Wheels within wheels.
Yeah. So what's acting based off?
Acting is, I believe,
Will.
will perception.
Will perception. Let me have a look.
Something like that. Acting is just perception, actually. Sorry.
And presumably there aren't that. If there's loads of people outside, there's not going to be very many people.
No, this
paying
is
that
obs one. This is just obs one. This is merely if somebody chooses to
So
do
get
this.
2 successes on an unskilled.
Yeah, 2 successes. You get a successful acting test.
But do I get an advantage for the confusion or anything?
I've already cooked that into the fact it's ops 1.
Okay.
Oh, very nice.
So,
You are
Three
convincing.
acting.
You are convincing in your role of hero. I'm so noble. Ugh. Excellent. Okay. Meanwhile, in the hall, it's pretty clear that despite the fact that they were caught by surprise, the cartel guys are pretty rapidly beating the plainclothes guys, partly because they have weapons and partly because there's twice as many of them.
I haven't made my action yet.
Tell me what's going down, Kiko.
I can see that Siegfried is trying to navigate his way upstairs, aren't you?
No, I'm going out with everyone else now.
I'm having a crisis of what on earth to do here in my head. On the one hand, I'm intent on trying to stay here and minimize these masked people so that they cannot kill people. But on the other hand, I'm realizing
killing people.
No, not that. I'm realizing that the extreme difficulty in this and the fact that I can make the situation far worse if I remain longer, and I'm wrestling with it in my mind.
Just go
So,
after
you're having turmoil.
I am having turmoil with my wanting to save people. I mean, merciful and wanting to not die, because
Okay,
I know
so you're taking voluntary hesitation.
for the moment, yes.
Okay, cool. No, that's Arthur, man. You're farming those fatty Arthurs. Okay.
Wait
Okay,
until the next actions go round and I know what I'm doing
Cool.
then.
So, Kleiko, what are you up to?
Well, like I said, I went through
Yeah,
that.
you've made it to the door. That
Yeah.
thing you told you made his way out.
And I'm going through there, and I'm trying to see where she might have gone.
This happened a few minutes ago, so you wouldn't be able to see her still.
Well, I'm basically I'm going through there. Like, what is there? Is it like a hallway? Is it a room?
It's a hallway basically. There are a bunch of function rooms off one way. There's a door that goes back to the main grand staircase.
Okay.
But this is a way out. But I mean, the problem is that according to what Kiko said, this happened a little bit ago. So
Yeah, that's fine. I basically I slightly jog through the hallway. If I see any half-open doors or whatever, I quickly peek inside and I make my way through the doorway and wherever it leads to. So I guess it leads outside to the front entrance.
yes, it does.
Okay, so there's
Well,
still
but basically,
confusion.
if you imagine here,
Yeah,
there's a grand staircase that leads up to here, and then the ballroom is the second floor.
yeah, okay.
But-
So basically, I come out of that hallway. I look around. I take it. I don't spot her anywhere.
You don't know.
Okay. Well, at this point, I figure that I need to go. Do I spot Siegfried out there with the guy over his shoulders?
I mean, you would have known. I'm not like fireman's lifting him. I'm like
Pretending-
imagine if he was drunk and I'm sort of supporting him
Do I
like
spot
that.
Siegfried?
But yeah, you saw me before, so you should be able to identify me pretty easily.
Well, this
Okay,
time you're not wearing the cloak and everything, but yeah, I guess.
I
Yeah.
would say
I'm still big,
it's Perception. Perception obs 2. You spot him?
Yeah.
I wonder how I spot him. Okay, I spot him.
So
I
spotted
spot
right
him.
now.
This time I see that he's making his way out of the embassy, and I decide, okay, like with all this confusion and lots of bloodshed, if I go back in there, there's nothing for me to do there. I already have these documents, and I'm going after Secret.
Okay.
Do I spot the ambassador?
You certainly do.
What
He's
is he
next
doing?
He's next to Rufus. And he
Wait,
and
so
Rufus,
I spot Dominic and the
Dominic
ambassador.
and the ambassador are standing at the
There
front
was something
gates.
that probably would have happened before then, but we were
Okay,
going to get.
absolutely. No, tell me if you have an intent. Tell me what you want to do.
Yeah.
Well, he's gonna go. Oh shit, they come for you. Oh, let's get you away, and he's gonna start ushering him away. And,
Okay, cool.
The plan is to get him to the Cly Cave, and eventually.
Yes, Dominic, you're such a you know exactly what I'm thinking.
You're going to try and hustle the ambassador to the Cly Cave.
No, well, what he was gonna do is that. Yeah, but
Quick, come to this
after-
dishevelled
quick,
warehouse in the Dock District.
Quick, wear this disguise, wear this, and just keep him fucking on his toes. But all the shit he's telling him to wear, he's actually tying him up as they go.
Okay, this is a hard persuasion roll.
What?
Because you're trying to persuade this guy who's just been like potentially in mortal danger that he needs to come with you
Actually-
and wear a bunch of clothing.
Actually, I would say this
talk
is more of an
acting?
acting plus sleight of hand.
Yes.
Acting, like,
Acting plus sleight of hand. He's sort of he's hamming it up and trying to
Yeah.
tie him up at the same time.
Alright,
He's
I'm going to
basically
say you have
Trying
to
to
beat,
bedazzle him.
you have to beat his will of 4. No, sorry, wait, he beat fuck this guy's social skills. So no, he's start with 4. Okay, you have to beat his will of 4 with your acting roll in order to convince him that this
And
is worth.
you're tying in the sleight of hand.
My acting role. And
Mhm.
I'm tying in what?
Sleight of hand, is it? You were trying to tie him up?
Can I do that, Luke?
You absolutely can, but it's a link test, so you have to
You need
convince
to
him with
put
the
like
acting.
you need
then.
to put like a bag on his head
Okay.
and also tie his hands at the same time and then lead him off.
So the
This is for your own good, sir.
acting first, then.
Okay,
Yeah.
acting first.
Acting
beat
first.
4.
Beat a 4. That's not gonna happen.
Wow.
Well, better
Yeah.
roll some 6s.
Do you have any persona left?
It's gonna beat a 4, so that would use a lot of persona. Could I just fail this and then go on to the next one and slap some persona on that? I'd be better off then, wouldn't I?
You could try that. Yeah, all right. Roll your 2 dice. See if you get 6s.
Oh dear.
Okay, he's confused but not convinced by your acting.
Shit.
Well,
Okay, then what was it to tie him up while shoving him away?
That would be knots.
You should put the fake belly, which is kind of a sack. You should put that over his head and tie
The
him up.
problem is that you don't actually know how to tie a guy up, especially a guy who's able to move.
What if he
That
just keeps
happens.
dressing him in various shit until he can't really move or see and just keeps
we are
shoving
not,
him
we are
away?
not doing the troubled aunt mentality of 17 cardigans.
Yeah. Anyway, Dominic is doing all of this, right?
Yeah, you can see him. You can see him like just being bizarre at the
Okay.
ambassador.
Do I realize that's the ambassador?
You know he's important in Brass Empire. And
Wait,
yes,
I just run over to Dominic. I see what he's doing, and I go, Dominic, who the hell is this?
Please no.
Dominic.
I
Who
had
the
a
hell
plan.
is this? Who the hell is this?
But did I actually recognize him as the ambassador when I saw him? Or
yes, you
Well,
did.
yes.
okay,
yeah.
well then he goes. Oh hi, Chris.
It's excellent.
This is the ambassador for the Yas Empire.
This is the Brass
Gas
Emperor
Empire.
ambassador. I look at the guy, and I immediately take my crossbow and knock him over the head.
You're
Back up
going
my
with the crossbow diplomacy,
Let's
I
get
see.
him as retarded as possible by hitting him forcibly in the fucking
Yes,
skull.
dude.
Okay, Kliker, you're going to be rolling unskilled brawling.
I know. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's power, right?
Oh.
That isn't just power.
You've just made a bad situation.
Jesus
But the
Christ,
best part
man.
about this is that the ambassador is the one person who everyone here would recognise. Everyone.
And
That's why
also
we're
the
putting a
guy
back
that you
over his
know
head.
isn't in the know.
Oh
Oh,
shit.
you useless cunt.
Okay. Roll.
Well, that should make
the
it
die
easier
of-
to put it
Kliker,
back over his
roll,
head, right?
roll the die of fate. On a 1 to 2, you do an incidental. Okay. All you succeed in doing is giving him a bruise.
Am I acting at this point?
Sorry, Kiko,
Let's
absolutely.
finish this. Let's finish this outside real quick, and then because Kiko's gonna take a little bit
I
to get
have
No,
out.
I'm not.
Okay,
As
Kiko, tell me your
Kliker whacks him and he looks slightly confused, I go, God damn it, Ambassador, run, this guy's crazy.
It's good, actually. That's good.
Okay, Kiko, what you doing?
Judson is realizing at this point that as much as it absolutely pains him, and the fact that it's going to make him incapable of saving anyone else, he has to get out of here.
Okay.
And he's not going to go through that melee. The
Fair
best bet he has is he's going to go... There are doors from this balcony adjoining to other rooms.
Absolutely.
I'm going to go through, look for a window, and see if I can climb down.
Okay, you find a window pretty pronto. You find one attached to a balcony pretty pronto.
I'm
and you're
climbing down.
Climbing test.
I'm unskilled in this.
Obs 2.
It's a 5, and I'm gonna do. Can I do that carefully?
Absolutely.
This is not gonna work. I'm gonna fall on my butt.
Why is he trying to climb off the balcony?
I'm trying to climb down. That's 3. I can't explode. Can I explode that? I
You
can.
Absolutely.
could have
You
just
can
gone
always
down the
any roll.
stairs through the
There
door
was
that
a
I
combat going on in the middle
Huge
of the
melee
room.
going on in there.
No,
Okay.
don't worry, Clicker. What he did is sensible. He's basically just trying to avoid the big fight by going outside to
I'm gonna
guarantee that he's safe.
explode that sick.
I think
Oh.
I'm imagining the room
There are 2
differently.
sixes.
It's
No,
fine.
this is a little bit.
Was
I
there 1 or
wanted to
2
go for it.
sixes there? I'm confused.
It's 1 6.
You got 1 6, Kiko, but you got 3
Is that-
successes.
Rufus, is that your description of me in the comment?
It might be.
No, 3 out of 4.
Okay, so what I'm going to say is this results in you going down extremely slowly, and as a consequence, you look behind you, and you now need to roll a perception test. Obstacle 3.
Oh, great. This is not going to end well. Nope. I see no one.
In fact, fuck, you didn't even need to take a test. I'm going to tell you that you see it, because I should have said yes anyway. What you notice is about 100 heavily armed brass quarter guards rushing through the main gates, past, collecting the ambassador next to Rufus and Kliker, and rushing right towards the main building.
I am going the other way through the back entrance.
Wait, they got the ambassador.
Yeah, they go straight past the two of them,
Would have
just like...
had him if you hadn't showed up with your
I am-
No,
stupid
you wouldn't. You
Batman
didn't put a
bullshit.
fucking
In this
bag over his
instance,
head.
I am going through the back entrance out.
Okay.
And that means I pass the dead guy.
Oh god, you do, yes. I would also mention that at
Yeah.
this
See
point,
all his
Yeah.
stuff.
the most important point to mention is that you guys do remember the ambassador was described as being urbane, witty, and completely not in the know.
Oh.
You would have achieved a sum total of 0 information from
I
it.
would have been
No shit, I'm
fantastic.
guessing that man.
I'm going out the back, and unfortunately that puts me past the dead guy, who was not dead when I first saw him.
You go out and you just see a guy with an absolutely, like, his head has been smashed. Like, his skull is caved in.
I'm checking
Wait,
to
which
see.
man is
I'm checking to see if he's not dead.
He's clearly dead. Like, you don't
Which
even
man
need to
is
check.
this?
Basically, the guard who
Oh, the
Phil's
first guard,
group
the
beat
back on
shit
the
out
back.
of,
Yeah.
Oh dear, this is giving me horrendous flashbacks back to the first time I killed people.
By the way, you might notice that the tall woman dressed in black was with the guards. Like, she'd clearly just immediately gone and got them, just straight up. She was like, "This is what we need," and just got them straight away.
This is Luke. This is giving Mike Judson horrendous flashbacks to the first time he killed people.
Don't worry, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get a
Yeah,
steel test
this
for
is
it.
terrible.
Not right now, but later on.
No.
Okay, and that's whereas all of you having been extricated from the situation, the scene draws to a close.
Mm-hmm.
But
No.
And I would say that was relatively successful. I was not expecting all of you to make it out. I was expecting there was going to be something like Rupert would end up trying to jack off somebody in a room and get stuck there forever.
The thing
I was
is,
about to go back
he
in, but
did
now you're wrapping up the session.
successfully. He
Not
did
wrapping up the session. We do have to
successfully grab a
we
man's
do have to
balls.
briefly go back to the Cly Cave as well. Conclude business there.
Oh, you're going back
Okay.
to the Fly Cave?
But are there what steel tests do we get from that whole situation?
So
I'm
wait,
going to explain at the end of the session.
Okay. So we're going back
Okay,
to the Cly
Bruce.
Cave.
well,
Everyone, are you all heading back to the Clyde Cave or what?
No.
I am.
I mean, I'm doing a few things. First,
Okay, absolutely. Tell me what you do.
as soon
Let's
as I
go.
get to somewhere I think that I'm reasonably safe with this guy, like outside the compound and there's not many people around, I strip him of weapons and search him for anything else.
Okay, yep.
So I guess I get his sword.
Yeah,
do I have to
yeah,
roll to find stuff on him, or do I
No,
just
no,
go
like
to-
he doesn't have anything on him. Like he's
Cool. So I've got another sword anyway.
absolutely. You've got a rather fancy looking. It's a kind of saber type deal.
And once again, staying nicely out of the light, I'm going to head back to the Tajaran Intelligence Agency brothel with this idiot.
The Tajaran intelligence brothel.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, and what do you do when you get there?
Shuffle him in and say Brockton asked for a Brass Empire agent to the guy on the desk.
He just looks at you and he's just like, "What the fuck?" Because literally, you just walked in carrying somebody, just being
Well,
like, "One of these was
Not
ordered
carrying,
earlier."
just like I'm walking him like he's drunk and I'm taking him home. If anybody sort of spotted me, that was my
Yeah,
my
but like
excuse.
the guy can see the person next to you has their eyes closed,
Yes.
and like you're just like holding them up. He's just like, some of the duty officer comes in. And he's like, right, we'll take it from here. And like a couple of duty officers come and they take him off to a room, and they're like, thanks for this. Talk to you about it tomorrow.
And now I'm going off to the Cly Cave.
Wise.
So
And you notice as you leave that one of them has tilted his head back and is using a pair of tweezers to extract something from his mouth.
Yep.
The cyanide pill.
I was, yeah.
right, I return to the Cly Cave.
And as our noble heroes,
Uh,
having caused many noble shits,
I am in a state.
There was actually something Dominic wanted to do just to fuck everything up as the curtains close.
tell me.
As the guard rush into the embassy, he goes yelling and screaming with them in there, going, "Get those fucks! They took my shit."
Okay.
And he'll attempt to spend the next hour or so giving false testimony of what actually happened or any shit like that while listening to everyone else's testimony and trying to get an idea of what
Die of
what
fate on a
everyone
one.
thought about
On a
it.
one, the woman in black immediately notices what a fucking idiot he is, gets him punched and thrown out of the embassy.
Oh,
If she notices him, I would like a battle of wits to convince her that I actually saved her life from Gustav.
but she didn't. So there you go.
No, you saved their master, unfortunately, but okay. So what I'm going to say is actually, if you do manage to mull around with the assorted people who escaped, and I'm going to say that you overhear a few things, and you overhear a bunch of theories about why this happened. You notice that actually the correct identity of the people who did this has not yet been ascertained. They don't know who it is. And you get the impression from a lot of the Brass Empire people that they suspect that whatever this is, that this is the activity of some type of internal group. Like, they definitely don't think this is the cartel at all.
Hold on a sec though, because like, aren't the cartel mostly going to be Tajarans?
Oh, they are. But this is the thing, is they're just like, they think this has been set
As
up.
soon as they take the
No, they're like,
hoods off.
they're sure that these guys, they know they aren't Brass Empire, but they are pretty sure that this was set up by a group that wanted something to
Okay.
happen. Because
Also,
sorry.
does Rufus know if the guy who Kiko shot is fully dead?
No, he doesn't, because you hear from chit chat amongst the guards that a few of them got away.
But the guy I shot went down. You don't
He
know
went
if he.
down, but all you know is that he like went down. You don't know if he was unconscious.
No,
like,
of course
7
not.
versus mortal wound 11 is enough to like seriously hurt him, but it's like an arrow through the side. It's an unpleasant situation that needs treatment, but it's not dead.
Unless somebody screws up that field dressing roll.
Unless somebody just like gets the knife and just sticks it in. Who would do that?
And you know what? I've got no field dressing rolls to roll from the end of this. This is terrible.
Shit game reported.
No one got injured.
Oh, what is this?
That'll do. Yeah, Dominic leaves for the Cloud Cave.
Jack Kirby. Okay, So, all of you arrive back at the Clyde Cave. Dramatic music is playing.
Judson
you
is
hug. Tearful reunion.
No, Judson's in a state.
Okay, tearful whatevers.
Judson's just in a state.
Okay.
Dominic
So
doesn't
celebrate,
care
what's
because
going
he
on?
already ate.
Okay, so what I might say is, as we are coming up on the hour of 11 p.m.,
Mm-hmm.
I shall say the session shall draw here to a close.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. Almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
And we shall roleplay the reunion and the information gathering the next time we start. Because if I tell you a whole bunch of stuff about backstory, and the next session is like in 2 weeks because Kiko's going to be away,
Yeah, and
you'll
we'll be
forget.
able to re-listen to it on the video.
Yeah,
Yes.
still, it's better if he tells us fresh. So.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, bros, let us first deal with skills. Has everyone made sure to note down their skills and skill ups?
I have
There's a
noted
couple I
down
need to check,
nothing
but
at
yeah.
all because I'm an idiot.
Minus any steel test you're going to give us.
If I get a routine steel kit test, that would be great.
I'm going to say all of you get a routine steal, by the way, just because.
Yay,
Fantastic,
steel
because
5.
that gets me up to steel 5 as well.
Rufus, have you really not noted down a single test?
I'm not.
Okay, there are two possibilities. The first is I can ask you to go through the video tomorrow and do it yourself.
Yeah, he has to do that.
Just do it.
Or
I had
I
to do
can.
it too.
Does that mean my
I-
hesitation goes down to 5 now?
I think I could probably remember
No,
it. but let's
hesitation
just
stays
do
the
it.
same. It's based on will.
Fair
Hesitation
enough.
is will, yeah.
Fair enough.
Let's do it off video. I think I can quickly skim through it and remember.
Okay, cool.
what
Because I can remember certainly some tests that you took.
Yeah.
Yeah, like sleight of hand.
Anything for Judson with seeing the dead guy and the flashbacks to his character past?
I'm going to say that's going to give you a steel test of 5.
So, do you get anything on a skill that's only 2 for having
5.
3 challenging on it?
5.
Sadly not, although there is maybe a rule where you can commute them. I can't remember, there was some
Like, that
optional
is so
rule.
stupid. I have like 3 challengings and like 0 routine.
Well, that's alright.
What's that for? Is that pure observation?
Observation, yeah.
I think what that represents is the fact that you're dealing with people who are using techniques that are so far outside your frame of reference that you don't understand where you succeeded or
You
failed.
don't have the
I
basic
see.
groundwork to build on your spotting of things.
Oh,
It's, you know, the nature of thug life.
poor Van Horn.
But what I don't... I'm sure you must have... Some of those must have been difficult or something. You can't have had 3 challengings. That's so brutal.
Yeah, I know.
What, in steel
Okay.
tests?
It's
No,
the same
on
with
on
my
observation.
reading, where it's all 2
Observation,
difficults
yeah.
and 1 challenging.
You constantly
We
just
keep
like-
giving these steel 5 tests. I need 6 for them to be difficult.
Oh,
Well, now
you
I'm up to steel 5, so yeah.
fucking Phil Steele's too high.
So,
Wait,
what,
Phil, what is your steel?
My steel is 6.
Well, dude, Obs 5 steel test is
No,
is difficult.
it's challenging. It's a
It's
6.
difficult, but not challenging.
yeah.
Phil, if you halve the exponent of the skill and round up, that's the routine boundary.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Half
routine
6
is 4. Routine's irrelevant.
No. Routine is not 4 for 6. 4 is difficult for 6.
No,
sure.
it isn't.
Really?
No, it isn't. I've got 6 dice rolled for a challenge of 4. Oh wait, 6,
Six-
4. No,
it's
that
the
is
six,
routine.
Bob.
It's
6,
5
Bob.
and 6 that's difficult.
Oh no, yeah, sorry. Actually, no. Sorry, yeah, the rule changes. Yeah, you need 5 or 6. Okay, yeah. So 5 is difficult for you anyway, Phil.
Really?
Yeah, Obs 5 is difficult versus 6.
Uh-oh. Yep.
Hmm.
So,
So you've been getting that. You did get a fatty difficult for that.
Arthur.
Okay, well, I'll double check those later.
Oh, that's cool. You're just sorry. I wonder why. One second. I don't know. Maybe I'm
That's the
confused.
Is that Henry I hear in the background?
Of course, it's always.
That's
Henry's.
the glorious thingy lying to me. PDF.
Is the PDF lying to you? That's possible, but the basic way to look at it is that difficult is pretty much it's normally a boundary of 2 at the top end once you're past 4.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll just check in the main rules later. If you want to, I can just give you the full. I can give take a photograph.
So,
Okay. Anyway,
Arthur.
that's all done. Do you guys want to do traits?
Do we do...
Well, no, we did traits last time.
Should we
actually,
do
so
Arthur?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do Arthur. Actually, it's a good idea. Let's do Arthur.
Arthur, you coming? Dinner's ready.
Okay. Did anyone play their beliefs in an interesting way this session? Flyker did drive the game
yeah.
forward to the belief by looking for the information about his parents.
Looking for information from parents
get a
and
fate for that?
conquering the woman.
Okay. Did anyone else
I
use
believe
one
I
of their...
outstaged some motherfuckers as well.
So I get one off. What do I get for that? One fate?
You get a fate. Yeah. Rufus also gets a fate because he used his belief to fucking ruin everything forever, like a beast. Kiko, did you use any of your beliefs?
No.
I thought you hesitated.
No, that's a different thing.
Okay, that's instincts. Playing instincts to make your life difficult. Okay, that's cool. Did anyone use an instinct to make their character's life difficult?
Yes.
Okay, Kiko, you get a fate for that. Anybody else?
Nope.
Okay, that's fine. Did anyone invoke a trait that sent the story in an unforeseen direction?
Wouldn't say so. No.
The only reason we managed to get into that place without getting into trouble was my quick thinking about loving to cook.
Is that a trait?
That is a trait.
It is?
Oh, excellent.
It is a trait.
Well, there you go. You can have that fate point for that trait fate.
Wait, what trait is that?
Loves to cook.
Really?
Yeah,
That's a
we
trait?
gave
That's
him
cool.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
You
he
gave me
definitely-
that.
He definitely deserves one for that, then.
Yeah, it's good.
Skill milker.
I took it in character generation.
That's the trick of the system, Rupert. The way playing his character well will get him Arthur rewards. If his character loves to cook, he's playing his character accurately by getting rewards for that loving to cook. So that's good.
I see.
Okay, so did anyone say something? Okay.
Ruford gets
in-character
something for
stuff,
pulling a man's balls.
Like the corner
That's a
of
legit strategy, though.
Okay, you get a fate for that. Did anyone else say anything particularly?
I didn't
decent?
say anything funny.
Nope.
No, didn't say. I wasn't actually funny this time. No.
You're all a bunch of unfunny cunts. Deal with it. Right skill, right time.
You could.
Cooking for Judson.
Yeah.
You get a
Cooking for
that.
Judson, I
Yep,
agree.
fate. Anybody else?
I don't know if my brawling for capturing the guy, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah, my climbing for getting out of there before being captured.
As a general rule, combat mobility skills are much harder to get that on, I feel, because that would have to be you pulled off something like extraordinarily weird with it. Using
Okay.
brawling to knock somebody out is like, brawling.
Oh, right,
whatever.
okay.
Does the skill have to have succeeded?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
It doesn't at all. This is basically a reward for having picked an oddball skill at character creation and having it pay off in an amusing way.
No.
I assume sleight of handing, since yoink. Depending on what that was, if it's some sort of.
Sadly, my
Or-
glorious torture didn't have any effect.
That's true. Unfortunately, your torture did not succeed. But
you
yes,
did get a check on it.
It's true. He did get a status
Yeah, I
check.
did get a check.
Okay, so now we need to come to embodiment. Did anyone do particularly good role playing? I'm going to say Rufus gets a persona just for playing his character
There
fairly
was
straight.
me and Christoph arguing on the balcony about.
Actually, that was good.
With
That
me
was-
nonchalantly shooting a man in the head and going, "Are you satisfied now?"
That's pretty brutal, man. It's pretty brutal. Okay, you both get the persona for that. Workhorse for doing all the work. I'm gonna say Phil actually does get workhorse because he actually captured a bro, like he got shit done.
True.
So Phil, you're getting workhorse for that.
Skipped over mold breaker.
No, I just gave out. Oh, sorry, mold breaker. You're absolutely right. You get mold breaker, Kiko.
Yeah, because I went against my
You're playing out your shit.
Do I get MVP for pretty much being super stealthy, stealing documents, and killing a man?
Fuck documents.
Okay, so I'm gonna hold a vote. I'm gonna say MVP in general should be done by a vote. So who votes who for MVP?
Okay. Well, if I can't vote for myself, then I vote for Phil.
I
What do you guys vote?
Phil as well.
Okay.
So, in
Phil?
terms of who got stuff done inside, Clyco actually got the documents and shit, which is pretty useful.
What about Dominique's role? What's Dominique's vote?
I vote for Phil.
Which
Okay, cool.
one?
Good description there.
There's two Phils.
There are two
Yeah.
Phils with one vote each.
We call them Phil Alpha and Phil Beta.
Alpha.
Well, that's me then. Yay.
No, it isn't.
No, Phil Alpha is clearly English.
I'm also
Have you not
voting
heard
for.
the
I'm
level
also
of
voting
Alpha
for
and-
Bethran, so that's 3-1.
Okay.
Okay,
I
fair
see how it is, Judson.
Let's see how it is. Okay, personal goals. I'm going to give a persona to Clyker. I'm going to give a persona to. Who else? Who else has personal goals relevant to what just happened? Because Clyker got some information about his family, so that's good. And no greater goals are beyond the call.
There's a personal goal for Dominic that he needs to earn the infamy that he's been wrongfully given, so poisoning a bunch of people.
Okay, no, that works.
No, that's not infamy, because no one knows it was him.
Yeah.
That's true. You can always turn
So-
it into infamy next session. You can just go to people and be like, "Is that
6
Dominic
sessions
Quick again?"
in, and I've not got personal goals once.
Yeah, I feel like
What
that's
is
kind of
your
my fault though
personal
for not setting up the session very well.
I've
What
not
we might do at the beginning of next session, we'll go through all your beliefs and we'll work out beliefs that are more fitting to the situation. Just because, I'm not saying get rid of old beliefs, but I'm saying
Well, mine would have. Well, my one of my beliefs would have changed if I'd have actually learned field dressing. I'd have had to be able to write a completely new one.
Oh, that's true. Well,
But
what I might say put some of the beliefs on the back burner so that you guys can like have beliefs that are more fitting to the situation. Because normally when you're burning characters, you'll be like, oh, what type of game are we doing? I'll be like, it's a heist thing about stealing diamonds, and you all make diamond-related beliefs. But because you guys made your characters at random, without me having a proper situation in mind, the beliefs are a little bit scattered. So at the beginning next time, we'll have a belief chop and change shop where we'll like rework beliefs a little bit in line with how you guys are role playing.
Fucking dust force in the background.
Indeed. You guys thus have all received your Arthur.
Mm-hmm.
And this session is done.
It is.
Nice.
Good job, chaps. That was a good session. See, Kiko, are you shocked by the level of participation your character managed to have?
Surprisingly.
Yeah.
I know, it's terrible. We shouldn't allow you.
Are you shocked by the amount of participation Rupert didn't want to have?
What,
Are you shocked by
the
the complete avoidance of the big duel of wits you?
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is a party. We can have duel of wits and stuff. And then, like Rupert, who was the person who thought he would have done it, was like, oh, sorry, we've got to have the customary table.
Wait, before we do that, actually, before we stop, like, Kiko and Luke, here's a question to you from the chat.
Yes.
By the way, a thing I've been meaning to ask Luke and Kiko, since they're both game masters in this and Call of Cthulhu or Paranoia, respectively, how much preparation work do you put into a single session? Because I am currently trying to set up my first Shadowrun campaign and have been doing more preparation work in the past 2 weeks than I have put into university work in the entire semester.
Shadowrun's rather different from...
Shadowrun's a very difficult and intensive thing, and to be honest, university work should come first before Shadowrun.
Okay, simple question. How much preparation do you put into your sessions?
Right, Paranoia, 10 minutes. Call of Cthulhu, I tend to be working with... pre-written material either by myself or in the book, so at the very least read the entire thing the day before. And you need to I go through specific parts where I state, for this character, what will they do with this? I try to second guess what some people might want to do, so I can extrapolate extra things I'll need to write. Always be prepared to go on the fly just in case they go, we don't want to do your heist to rob that mega corporation, we're going to go into cyberspace and look for comic books.
Score!
And Luke, how much preparation do you put into your Burning Wheel sessions? And
Burning Wheel, the truth is that actually, like, what I normally do is, I'll if I have ideas for situations, then I'll write them in to a little text file, but I don't actually spend much time preparing at all, because the thing about Burning Wheel is that most of it is to do with what the players end up choosing to do and how they play off each other. You can definitely put in a lot more preparation than I do. Like, I've been ad-libbing quite a lot of stuff, because the last group that I had were basically ad-libbing everything. And you probably should do a bit more, but you know, it's not a huge amount of time. For something like Shadowrun, I do way more because you have to actually stat things out and that kind of stuff. Whereas with Burning Wheel, it's much more just like I have to say, okay.
Same with
just to put with context. In Burning Wheel, it's like if I have a character, I don't actually need to stat out most characters unless they're really important. Because if I'm dealing with, let's say, a sergeant, and I'm like, okay, is this sergeant good? Is he hardcore? Is he incredibly good? Okay, so he's gonna be rolling 5 dice. Is he somebody who's really interesting? In which case, okay, I'll just give him like solid scores in these areas and give him a bit of Arthur, and then instantly you've got like you go more in depth than that with really important pretty easy.
The flip side that might be vaguely similar to Shadowrun is Dungeons and Dragons that I've ran, and for one group I started up an entire town, which takes.
They didn't go there.
They did actually. That was the hub for their campaign. So yes, they did go there, and. It was there were 37 locations with paragraph and a half descriptions and at least one prominent NPC completely statted up for each one. That takes a long time, and they didn't visit half the locations.
But the thing about ultimately the thing about this is that if you prepare well, then every hour of preparation you spend ends up paying off. Because it's like it comes out in verisimilitude. If your group encounters a random situation and you're just like, actually, this is true, and you come up with a whole bunch of really specific and interesting stuff, then people are going to appreciate that a lot more than if you're just like, I don't know, let's make something up.
For instance, if one of the group in the D&D one had gone, I want to learn how to fight better. I want to go to a martial training school. I'd be like, I've actually started up a martial training school that you can go to.
And let me tell you about the headmaster.
You didn't want to meet the headmaster. That kobold was nasty.
Kobold, really?
Yeah, he was an exotic weapon master. He was challenge rating 8.
Nice.
What I mean, motherfucker.
And I
Okay,
think with
dudes.
that, he is very satisfied.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to. It's traditional time for us to have the ending table flip. Go first flipper wins.
And the table flies away.
Glorious justice, and we shall see you all later. Goodbye from me, the Game Master, and goodbye from the pros who are playing.
Goodbye.
So long.
GN.
Goodbye.